This call is being recorded.
It's been quite a few days. So this will be very grounding and feels like I finally get to meet a old friend. So thank you for your time and your energy and everything you do for all of us because I don't know, you provide something very unique and some of us are late to the game.
No worries.
And yeah, I just genuinely appreciate who you are. So thank you.
Thank you. Definitely appreciate all the amazing words and energy, if anything, that you share with not just me, but I can imagine whoever else is around. And yeah, I am recording this, so please don't hesitate to interrupt if you have any questions. That's totally fine. I love that your rising is exactly 0 degrees Taurus. That is amazing. That is natural royalty right there. So we see you.
Earth Angel!
Yeah, we see you're the natural queen. So that's beautiful. And then you got the soul of the solar queen. So we see her double queened out as the Virgo sun princess.
Sorry. Can I say something to you?
You can interrupt and tell me anything you want
Okay,
at
Mike.
any point.
I'm looking at a mountain right now. It's called Black Mountain.
Mhm.
My name is Jessica Black. My
Right.
name means vision. And I took an airplane to this place. And there was a beautiful soul sitting next to me. And I had to use the restroom when I left. Her name was Regiana, and we were like stuck on a tarmac for 30 minutes. Sorry for the caveat, I'll keep it quick.
No,
And
take your time.
homegirl, and I felt her. She had a rose gold necklace with a little rose inside of it. And I'm a big rose person. And she, I had to go pee. And like, well, I kind of had to pee. Okay, Mike? I kind of had to pee. And they told us in a very militant way on this plane, like, we're going to be stuck on the tarmac for 30 minutes. And the girl was like basically saying, the stewardess, nobody can leave their seat. And it felt, I don't know, off to me. So I was like, I'm the type of person, I was like, okay, so now I definitely have to leave my seat. Like, I kind of have to use it. So I'm definitely going to use it now. And I got up and the lady looked at me like she was a boss battle bitch. And she was literally like guarding the bathroom. Like, this was a small plane. And I took a second plane after this first plane. Anyways, she looked mean. And Regiana, who I could only imagine she was like 21, she gets up in full queen mode and she like stood up for me. She said no, because the lady tried to be like, fuck no, you can't do your natural human process. Regiana was like, nah, she has to pee and she's gonna go now. And she like let me go through and I peed. But long story short, weed isn't legal. Out here house sitting in North Carolina, and we walked off the plane, and I was so grateful that she knew what was up, right? It was the energy of like, no, we don't do this. And I loved it. And I was like, where do we get weed here? And she gave me her number and I looked up what her name meant because I was like, Reggiana, like Parmigiana Reggiana, like cheese. Right?
Word.
I like food. I was like, cheese. But her name means fucking queen.
Oh wow.
And she's a beautiful black younger woman. And anyway, I roll up last night to the Black Mountain. She literally lives on Black Mountain. And last week it was a big connection and quantum leap for me to hear you say, in 5 days, we're going up the mountain. And I'm like, bitch, okay, in literal 5 days, I have an appointment with you. and I'm going to a mountain of my namesake, to which I am returning from a 2-month cycle where I quit something I was addicted to when I came here. And
What
I
year
was
was
like,
that? What year was that?
what year was what?
When did you quit what you quit?
Well, I quit. So, backstory, I used to be addicted to opiates. And in
Okay.
2012, and I was
2012.
like hopelessly addicted. Like, I would like wake up at 6 a.m. and take like 10 like Norcos, and I would just like swallow them before my office job at an oil and gas company. I was miserable. Um, and then later into my sobriety, I found something else and became subtly addicted to something that was legal. Um, and I quit that fully 3 months ago at this location. And it was based on my best friend from Texas, because I hail from Texas. Because I'm from Houston, she invited me out here just because she loves me. And she was like, I miss you. Come out here for our birthday. She too is a Virgo. And I was like, yeah, yeah. Because I've been having issues with my boyfriend. Long story short, we're going through a breakup, but like that was the start of it. And anyway, Reggiana. So there's a final point to this story. I
Okay.
go to get this we and homegirl, like you can't even get cell phone service where this girl lives. She lives on Lake Eden, Michael, Lake Eden, Eden. And she walks up to my car wearing the exact same Prince shirt that I wear and own and have had many profound like synchronicities with. It's the Purple Rain shirt. He's sitting on the motorcycle with the fog. You know what I'm talking about?
Hmm.
Anyway, Queen.
I'm mind blown because everything you just said right now taught me what I've used that brand before. It taught me Uranus, Neptune, and Saturn on your MC in Capricorn in the ninth house. You just showed me that right now with this story, which is mind blowing. It's almost as if, and that's where I'm going to start with this reading. You are part of us. You're Goat Squad. Uranus, Neptune,
Yes, because
and
baby,
Saturn
sorry to
cat. Yeah.
interrupt, but I've been rocking with you for years, and you were the one through experience, because I have no clue. God damn it, I'm fucking retarded, okay? But I'm not. And
No, but
like,
you're not. Hold on.
I,
So what you just said right now, put a bookmark into that. Please keep going. Please
okay,
keep going.
okay, booking it, yes. Oh, you picked up on the book. Okay, gotcha.
No,
Are
my
you
bad.
still there?
I thought you were gonna keep. I thought you were gonna keep going, but like
Oh
the reason.
yeah, well it was about a book. I just thought you meant like stop for a second because you wanted a caveat. So
No.
the book. You're so funny and in tune. So the book, I always bring a book on the plane, and I went up into my room and half my shit's packed because I'm going through a breakup, and I was like, man, what fucking book do I have available? And it was the Angels and Demons, the Dan Brown. And I was like, oh, Peace
Oh,
D
classic.
Dangle put me onto this last year. He confirmed it was like a lit dude, and I'd read half of it. So I'm on the plane, and like intuitively, it leads me to the CERN section of the book, which I mess with CERN. I live, it's a long story, but I live by this place called Batavia, and it has a place called Fermilab, and it's where they have this particle collider that I like bless this land. I've been driving by this land for years, and I do things with it and to it and blah blah blah.
Mhm.
And so, anyways, and I don't really know what I'm doing, but I know it feels really good. And
Interesting.
when I talk to people about it, I just get confirmation. So I'm like, okay, well, whenever I go by there, I'll just like do that. Some people have called it like grid work, but the book today is what I'm getting at is I opened it and I was like, what's the message for me and the PD today? I'm so excited and grateful for this meeting. And it just brought me to page 144.
Hmm.
And God said, we're all here. It's done. And he said 144 means like you're going to have a great time with the peace deal. He's going to confirm, but like it's done. We're just watching now.
I love that. I really love that.
Yeah, it felt great.
It's very mind-blowing because you're teaching me so much about Virgo right now. It's crazy, and I really appreciate that. Like, not even just about Virgo, like the ninth house, like the ninth house with Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune there. If we use your story as an example, it's almost as if you have the ability to teach people how to organ in a very organized and controlled fashion see real synchronicities and like
Yeah.
it's and like your MC is reputation. It's like Neptune and Uranus could have people at first or just really kind of get the impression that, oh, she's delusional, she's crazy. But Saturn is there. It's like when she actually puts her work towards it, she gets the work done now. As much as we may think, this or not, when in reality, a lot of what you're teaching people is ahead of its time. And I really like the Leo moon because the Leo moon behind you, it's like, Taurus rising is solid, Virgo's a master. The Leo moon is this just inner creativity your soul is at home with, and it can throw a lot of people off because I think they're expecting to see a more proper version, or they're expecting to see who they want to see in you, and you kind of reflect back
Yeah.
their eccentricities and who they are, and
Yeah.
it could have people project a lot of their insecurities on you. So I feel like with this signature you have,
Yeah,
you're
nobody likes me. I
you're
like
like
scare people away.
that's Pluto in your seventh. That's Pluto in your seventh. And I'm gonna give you an alien construct article that will show, because you and I both have Pluto and Scorpio as Taurus risings, but you are like the master of kind of appearing a lot dumber or stupider than
Yes.
you are. Like
That's my main mode.
you love to make people feel like you're ditzy or like
Yep.
maybe not, but you're picking up on every detail. You're actually so much more intelligent than people may be willing to give you credit for or are afraid to, because I
Yeah.
and that the first thing that kind of
I've
tied
been
me.
doing it since I was little. My dad bought me a Harvard T-shirt in grade 8 as a joke to troll me because he knew. Because he was like, yeah, yeah. Well,
And
he knows.
Uranus and Neptune, like your legacy is to innovate not only like success in the system, but like you are meant to be a great teacher. Like you have an ability to break things down and to teach people things outside the box. Uranus on the MC is really that part of you that's like, well, I have to break like you're kind of supposed to break the rules. Like that's a large part of your
Yes!
destiny.
Honey.
It's kind of crazy. And
And
then
it's
you're
like every time. I don't want to, but I have to all the time. No, yeah, all the time.
and then
Because it feels like that trickster energy. Like
right.
I catch it all, so I'm like, well, fuck. Well, you're projecting this because I'm really fast, right? So I'm like, okay, well, you're projecting this, so let me show you that, and
Right.
we'll learn together here.
And then and then
Sorry.
I love how your moon is on the south node, so it's like you came into this lifetime with your soul royalty. The hair flip queen. It's like you literally came at the core of your soul. Like you have all this talent, you have all this light, you have all this creativity, and your destiny is to establish this legacy of knowledge, the networking, the world around you that you can perform these talents to, and to really come into this. I don't want to just say higher knowledge. I think this may have to do with space and aliens. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Yeah, no, definitely. They visit me, and I've been, yeah, connected for about mm, 3 years.
Okay.
But I don't know which one. I mean Arcturians, but uh I don't know the other ones. I'm on
Pluto.
Seven Sisters Drive, so probably Pleiadians too.
And that's another thing, like Uranus, Neptune, and Saturn on Cap give us so much literal signs. I appreciate you being the because like I'm Taurus rising, you're Taurus rising, but I have the Gemini, you have the Virgo sun. So like my relationship with the Taurus and Cap energy is I'm always in my head. Your relationship with Virgo, you're directly connected to it. So like you literally taught me how it works. It's like you see the exact signs. 5 days walking up the mountain, you're in front of the Black Mountain, and
Oh
it's like
yeah.
And you can kinda, like, show people how these things are all connected if they're willing to have their mind open, because you directly challenge a lot of what people know and take into account a lot of the social nuances of what's accepted or not, and flip it over its head, which I think is very amazing about
Mhm.
you. Another thing here is your Venus and Mercury in the 6th, you polish and beautify other people's lifestyles. Like, you are
Yeah, I love it. I feel like when I do that, I feel like it's the part of the Wizard of Oz where they go to like Oz and they get cleaned.
okay, I like that.
they
It's like
they
it's
clean
like
them up.
you can see the raw hidden parts in people's habits, and you can literally clean them up. You can like polish it, bring out their talents. And it's not only a way you can come into money, but it's a way that really integrates how classy and classical and balanced your lifestyle is. And the intellect that comes into knowing how to connect with people to bridge this. But let me read this article to you and tell me if it sounds like your ex. Because
Please, yeah.
this is the Pluto. I gave you the link to the article. This is the Pluto shadow alien aspect. Okay. So basically, Pluto shadow aliens tend to form partnerships or marriages with individuals who take them into a sort of underworld experience. The Pluto shadow alien may describe how he was swept off his feet, deftly courted, and seduced. Once secured in the underworld, the partner shifts from worship to humiliation, seeking out the alien's vulnerabilities and often using knowledge of the same to destroy the alien's ego. For instance, a young a young Pluto shadow alien might meet an older, seemingly powerful yet secretly cruel man who wines and dines her, then seduces her into a quick marriage where she becomes dependent and somewhat enslaved to him. She
Sorry. Dodging bullets. It's the best.
Yes, left and right. Thank you.
That's what I do. I call it the Hail Mary. It's always last minute, bruh. Oh my god. And sorry to interrupt, but when I
No,
text
you're
him back,
straight. It's all good.
it's like you called this out 6 months ago, Mike. You were talking about the Aquarius men, and you were like, "You have an Aquarius man," and I've only the last two. Okay, I'm just ending a 7-year relationship cycle, right, karmic, and then the one before that was like 2.5 years, but they were both Aquarius men. And
Mm,
you said your warning was like, there's an Aquarius man in your house right now, and he's a negatively oriented alien. And immediately it resonated. I looked at him because my ex, he struggles with addiction and alcoholism, and it's finally like I'm finally leaving. And because I stayed, because I had my troubles with it, blah blah blah. So it's like whatever. But
no, I
I
needed to
looked
know
at
that.
him and I was like, fuck. That was the moment the shoe dropped. I was like, fuck, that is what you are. Cause it explained everything. And I don't like the word alien, and the consciousnesses I communicate with say not to use that as well unless you're talking about these people.
Mm. Oh my
Like the other ones.
god.
Yeah, and it's all there's like you say, no good or bad, but there's aliens and there's like us.
Mm, mhm, mm.
Because we're like interdimensional, like it's all integrating.
Like
But
angels,
alien to them, they say means apart, but like, yeah, we're interdimensional
or
human.
interdimensional. I love that.
Yeah.
That's really interesting too, though, the Aquarius connections, because that's the destiny. So it must have been like a soul connect, and Pluto in the 7th is gonna draw out evil in people who aren't pure. So it's not the easiest to have because it makes people obsessed with us, either obsessed in love or just obsessed hate for no reason, or just kind of set things off. But thankfully, Pluto will start to square that. What connects with that though is your Jupiter. You have the supernatural
Sorry.
ability you have the
Jupiter makes me
supernatural ability to heal people's emotions, and you might do that by triggering those emotions very deeply. But like, you definitely, even if just by your presence, you're very emotionally intelligent. I think
Mhm.
almost in a deceptive quality. I don't think people know how emotionally intelligent you are, but
Yeah, I play it. I try to act like I'm a hard at like, I don't. I'm genuine, but it's like I read the energy. I get a literal snapshot when I meet people, and I act accordingly.
and if anything, it's like there are ways with which you can speak to how someone feels without having to directly actually talk about it, which even if you're not aware of what you're doing, it goes a long way towards connecting with the ninth house Capricorn. Really awesome opposite, really incredible opposition, and really speaks a lot of how you can take the organization of teaching, but still have the fun of learning, still make it juicy, still make it not boring.
Ugh, that's my favorite concept, teach learning. Because it's like, man, I mean, at least lately, I used to put so many spiritual people on pedestals, including you, right? And I have a teacher, she's Aquarius as well, Bridget Cormier, Love Steady Life. She's amazing. And
Okay.
I would put her on a pedestal. And it's like, well, I'm really learning through experience that because I'm a teacher, I teach boxing and personal training and health and nutrition
Mhm.
and I teach
Mm.
kids and all that. But um
Oh, wait. You just taught me something. Mars is athletics, and the fifth house is children and undergraduate education. So it's good to know that in the fifth house you teach children. Thank you.
yes, I'm
That's
all about the children and I came into this like realization yesterday that I want to open an orphanage, which is interesting. I don't know how one does that, but I know moving into New Earth, it's going to be completely different
Pluto
anyway.
Aquarius. Pluto Aquarius is gonna awaken that for you. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
it's
I
part of your
saw it
Saturn
last
return.
week clearly. I saw me with all these kids on a hill, and we were just like playing. There was a house back there. It was chill. It was green grass, green grass. Like,
I think you and I are meant. I think you and I are on that same destiny path because that the ninth house Saturn return, for us is to build a school, and I know for me
dang.
the school I
Oh,
wanted to
that
build.
explains why. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, sorry.
Right. And the school I wanted to
It's
build
you.
wanted to serve as an orphanage too, and it's like a school where we teach people X-Men powers and, like, how to really,
Yes,
like,
honey.
connect and stuff.
Well,
So
I do that already. Like, I teach these
right.
birthday parties. People call me, and I go to their house, and they pay me very well to like
Nice.
play with their kids. And what I do is I'll do consciousness exercises the
That's
whole
awesome.
time. So,
That's amazing.
like, I have videos of kids literally watching like the Disney film Elemental, and I'll like pan over all the kids' faces. And there's literally blue and green beings that you can physically see like through my camera. Because, long story short, but 2 years ago, I started having the interdimensional visits, and how they did it was they would wake me
2
up and
years ago, you said?
yeah, because I
Okay,
was door dashing at the time, and what
yeah.
they did was they would wake me up, and it was so exciting. And I knew their energy because it was always the same every time, and they were sweet. They talked all little. They're like, "Wake up! We're gonna go do it!" And they're like so high vibe, right? They're like, "We're gonna go do it! Yes, let's go!" I'm like, "Fuck yeah! Of course I'm gonna go with y'all." So we would go, and they would send me on these door dashes. Everything was synchronized. And that's
Wow.
when I started to feel like, oh, maybe I'm losing it. Like maybe I need to go to Linden Oaks. Like, is this schizophrenia? But then I was like, no, because of you, Mike. Because every post you made, and this is like 2 years ago, every reading you made, it explained my day. And I know you probably
Yeah.
hear this a lot, but because my friend and I spoke about this earlier, we're all going through the same fucking thing, looking at it a different way. It's the exact same thing every day for the 144 in a different perspective, right?
Sensei,
So,
yeah.
like, that's just wild. Because even when I went on a caveat, like I met somebody and I thought we fell in love, but I was dating my boyfriend, but it like wasn't, it's gone off and on, right? So I had this experience with a gentleman in my karate school, and he wanted to open a school with me, and we had plans for it. And he knew all about the tree of life and Kabbalah and Tarot, and would read to me for hours on the like it was so all the romance I ever wanted, right? But I didn't feel good because I was being deceptive. I was like doing something behind my boyfriend's back. But every post you made, I like introduced, I guess, this guy to you, and he was well versed in tarot and energy and numerology, like very deeply. Um, and he could confirm like everything you were saying, because you know how we're rolling up the scroll. So it's like the scriptures or whatever, like a lot of the stuff played out in real life. And that happened, and we were able to confirm it and track it every day. And that was like 2 years ago. And yeah, that's when I knew. I was like, "Oh, it's on, bitch. Like, we are doing this." And even though this feels weird and I'm going through this situation where it feels like chaotic, I was like, "Well, eh, it's gonna be okay." So thank you. But yeah, he wanted to open a whole ass school with a turtle and a butterfly, and like he turned out to be he had like pictures of himself with black cats, like literally like this homeboy went to a mall and got pictures. It didn't end well, as you can tell.
Oh no.
Got pictures with black cats. He like owned black cats and took professional pictures with said cats at a mall. And when I came to his house, he had them like in the back room, like he didn't want me to see it. And I
Oh,
never forgot that. And it didn't end super well. Like I channeled a song, I started singing a song, and this happens a lot
mhm.
through music. I like that's how I travel. So like I started singing a song, and it was something about, did you get into a car crash? You're always going too fast. God forbid, did somebody die? And it was like, bam, I got a signature. I
Mm.
was like, unblocked him, right? Because he had a weird energy with the cats and all this weird stuff he was started doing, and fucking cats. So I texted him, and he had gotten in like there was a pile up, and all these things. But anyway, it ended up in me like sending him this earth grid of like people who were doing love light energy on the word earth, and he tried to convince me I was doing black magic, which I'm like, bitch, what is even black magic? I don't even know what that is. I
For
used
real.
to date a tattoo artist who, like, I've heard of it and I know it's bad. Well, now I know more, but he tried to like accuse me of doing that. And then I was like, "Oh." And then I was like, "You're an op." And
You're
then
not. I love
we
it.
never talked again. Yeah. I was like, "Oh,
I
oh,
hate people who do that. That's so weird.
yeah." They just kind of show themselves real late. But
I hate when people do that.
that was a helpful way for me to trust myself. And that's the whole thing of all of this, right? Trusting ourselves and going through the life experience. And no matter how um, like ungraceful it seems to yourself at the time, you can look back and be like, oh man, no, that was perfect. I was dodging all the bullets, but staying on the path.
Amen.
So thank you.
And it's good to know 2021 was when Saturn entered Aquarius. So it's good to know that's when the celestial contact uh s- picked up for you. And yeah, I mean, it's good to know you completed the Saturn return. Saturn, once it goes
Sorry,
7 degrees.
one cool synchronicity about the 2 years ago before you go on, because it's
No, you're
lit.
straight. You're
They
straight.
fucking they opened this thing called Cosmic Seas. Do they have those in Las Vegas?
I don't think so.
It's like a
They
new
might.
McDonald's.
Interesting.
It's a McDonald's they invented, and it's 5 minutes from my house. And it's like a space theme, and they're using the marketing of space. And they took basically like the whole menu of Starbucks and some other, I don't know, all these shitty places, and made a menu. And it's like a new thing. They're testing it in 4 cities. One of the cities is mine. One
Oh.
of the first DoorDash things I had, and I can send you the picture, it's epic.
Yeah.
It's a picture of McDonald's, and I took it on the DoorDash app because when they tell me to take pictures, it's so fast that I have to like, and I had the app up. So I did it in the app, and it is a a green starship directly above a McDonald's arch. And I got to download, like, they're going to be doing something with McDonald's soon. But it wasn't soon, it was 2 years later. They
Oh,
made this cosmic seas, and it's this big deal, and people it's on the news, and people are waiting 2 hours to get their cosmic seas, and everyone's pressuring everyone else to try them. And you know what? I got this download. Whatever you do, Jessica, do not eat one drop from that store. Don't
from the
eat
new
one
store.
drop.
Wow. Good to
Yeah,
know.
I
I
know. So if they open them near you, just I know fast food's bad anyway, but I eat
Anyway,
it
right? Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah, I'm like, I fucking eat it sometimes. I'm
Well,
human.
thanks for a heads up. I don't think that was a coincidence, so I'll keep that.
No, they be doing shit like that, and I see it ahead of time. Like, man, well, I love McDonald's. This is tempting. Nope.
So what's going to happen next year is that Saturn is going to go 7 degrees Pisces, and once it does, it's going to sextile your Saturn. It's going to open the door to the powers you return, and you're going to see all your magic abilities start to blossom. But this is also opposite your Virgo Sun, so it's also going to add more karmic lessons with how you use those abilities towards other people. But I'm going to send you this recording. Um, you stay blessed as always. I really feel like this was a magical activation. By the way, the lady who was before you was Pisces Sun, Aqua Moon, and I see your Virgo Sun, Leo Moon. So I feel like that's kind of not a coincidence.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this top little part, and it says mother to me. Like, if you look at
Really?
that top thing, M-O, yeah, that says mother.
Oh,
Motheher. Behind that green thing, I don't know what this shit is. It's a squiggly at the top, and then there's a green squiggly. It says mother. Moth.
quickly.
You see the
On the
black part?
chart?
Yeah, on the chart. Look, there's this green thing, and then this thing beneath it. That's great. Yeah, mother.
Oh my God. No way it does. That's crazy. I didn't see
Yeah.
that. That's interesting. Oh my God.
Nice. Well, thank you so
Word.
much. Yeah, I love you and I love Geminis. A Gemini just texted me. She's my sensei. And last night I had my friend's son. His name is Atlas. He's 1 years old. I had him like on a blanket and I'm pulling him around the ground singing the Ariel song from Little Mermaid, like Part of Your World. She texted me today. I love Geminis. This shit, literally. My Y'all are my best friends in this life because she texts me. She's like, "Will you come be Ariel at a birthday party this weekend?" And I swear this happens every weekend. Like every birthday party I teach is divine.
I believe that.
And it's like, it can't be, yeah. That's why I feel so good. So thank you for confirming everything and allowing me to stay in my joy during this. This is a chaotic time. I've got a lot of people calling me at 2 a.m. and upset and friends. So
Mhm.
thanks for keeping us in on reality because it's science, and I appreciate only the real.
Well, you stay blessed and have a blessed weekend. You're going to get an email from WeTransfer with this recording.